Okay, this is extraordinary. Not too long ago, Donald made an announcement that's going to make all Americans not only much healthier, but also really, really rich.
Well, one of the things they're going to be talking about pretty soon are the uh, tremendous drop in drug prices. You know, we've cut drug prices by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500%. I don't mean 50%, I mean 14, 1,500%.
I love this idea. It's not just the only good idea Donald has ever had, it's legitimately a great idea. Because from what I understand about doing basic arithmetic, this would mean that at a discount of 1,500%, the asthma inhaler I now pay $700 for every other month will now not only be free, but the pharmaceutical company that makes that inhaler will have to pay me $1,049,300 every time I get a refill. I think I'm going to need it more. And also, I might actually be able to get by on that amount of money every other month. Maybe. But there's a catch, unfortunately. Cutting the cost of something by 1,500% is mathematically impossible. Who knew? Well, everybody except Donald, because he can't math or arithmetic, as it were, which means that Donald needs to keep finding a way to keep people from knowing what an incompetent moron he is. And he realized the simplest thing to do is fire all of the people who keep track of economic data. But because he's an incompetent moron, he also started making a lot of shit up about how great the economy is under his watch, which only helps underscore both his incompetence and his idiocy. Cool.
Virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. You know that? Most of the job creation has gone to migrants. In fact, I've heard that substantially more than beyond the number of 100%. It's a much higher number than that, but the government hasn't caught up with that yet. But
It hasn't caught up with a total mathematical impossibility. How weird. That's what Donald had to say about what happened to the 2.2 million jobs created under the Biden administration in 2024, which, by the way, is an average of about 186,000 jobs per month. Donald said that 100% of job creation went to immigrants, which would mean that immigrants created 100% of the jobs. But I'm pretty sure what he meant to say is that every single job Joe Biden created in this country last year went to an immigrant. While that's technically possible, it is wildly improbable. What is totally impossible, however, is that more than 100% of the jobs created went to immigrants. There's no such thing as more than 100% of the jobs. While Donald may not be able to do the most basic arithmetic, he does keep bragging about how great the US job market is under his watch, even though he's only created half as many jobs as Biden did last year over the same period of time. And Donald, pro tip, half of something is less. So, for the first time since COVID under Donald's watch, employed people outnumber available jobs. Well done. Donald has, of course, faced all of this bad news with equanimity. No, he hasn't. That's why he keeps firing people, because he does actually seem to understand that data don't lie. And right now, all of the economic data point to what a miserable job he's doing when it comes to the economy, or what a good job he's doing when it comes to destroying the economy. That's why he fired the director of Bureau and Labor Statistics. Why would anybody want to know how many jobs were created or lost in any given month? Who needs that kind of information? Well, as it turns out, every business in America. That's who. So, with inflation on the rise, job growth slowing, and businesses struggling, Donald is calling for businesses to release fewer of their earnings data to the public, twice a year instead of quarterly. He claims, of course, that he's trying to save these companies time and money, but he really just wants less financial transparency. That way, the public won't actually know when major companies start doing poorly. Why would that be a good thing? Well, because if we can see the extent to which businesses are failing because of Donald's disastrous economic policies, everybody will know whose fault it is. And the finger will point squarely at him. please take a second and like and share this video. Be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please follow us and give the show a 5-star rating because it really does help other people find our content. Thanks.